Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm here to drop another jewel on another consumer data collection agency, or some might say a credit bureau. Today, I'm going to drop information on another bureau called Microbilt. As you can see here, Microbilt. So first, let's get this out the way. Quick disclaimer: certified paralegal. If you want more information on how to get your record expunged, you can contact me. But right now, I'm doing a series on credit bureaus outside of the big three: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So Microbilt is another data collection agency that collects personal information on individuals. There's over 500 of them, but I'm just going to drop just the top 10. If you want more content, follow me on Instagram, Mr.Armani1985, Facebook, Paralegal Nation, TikTok, Paralegal Nation, or YouTube under Paralegal Nation as well. So Microbilt, let's talk about Microbilt. Microbilt collects and compiles credit data from a wide range of sources, including banks, credit card companies, and other financial institutions. In addition, they create comprehensive reports that include information about an individual's borrowing history, outstanding debts, and recent credit card inquiries. Finally, these reports are essential tools for lenders and other businesses to assess credit risks and make lending decisions, meaning that they look at reports like this, lenders, especially when it comes to business lenders doing it for business loans, etc. They look at these reports to see how stable you are when it comes to income, credit, etc. So how do you get this report? Well, you write them at Microbilt, and the P.O. Box is 440693, Kennesaw, Georgia 30160. They also have a website where you can download the form and print it out and send it to them, or you can just write a letter saying, hey, my name is such and such, name, address, social, birthday, email address. Just a simple letter saying, hey, my name is such and such. I'd like a free copy of my report. They'll send it to you within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, on your report, the first page, of course, you're going to see the date. And you're also going to see your consumer report case number right there. The reason why you want to keep hold of that case number, because when you fill out a dispute for inaccurate information, which they send you a form, as you can see here, consumer dispute form, as you fill it out and you write down the details here. We'll go over it momentarily. You want to delete any information that is inaccurate or not of use, meaning that if you have multiple addresses, delete them. If you have multiple phone numbers, delete them. Inaccurate names, delete them. Any inaccurate information under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have a right to have accurate information on the report. Number one. Number two, the reason why you want to have accurate information on your report and you don't want to have a bunch of addresses, a bunch of email addresses, a bunch of phone numbers, a bunch of anything that's inaccurate is because when consumers look at your report, you don't want to show that you've been moving a lot. You don't want to show that you've been having a bunch of email addresses, a bunch of inquiries, a bunch of incomes, a bunch of jobs, because it shows unstable. It shows that you're not consistent. It shows that you're always on the move. And when lenders look at stuff like that, they're looking at it like, okay, well, he has 10 jobs in 10 years. How do I know if I give him this grant or this loan of 10,000, 20,000 or business loan? How do I know he's not going to take this loan and move to another address, different email, different phone number, different income? So you don't want to have that. You want to have everything concise. You want to have one phone number. If you do have a business phone number, one email address. If you have a business email address, one address. If you have a business address and a home address, of course, you want to have it. You want to have it as clean as possible. Delete inquiries that didn't result to having any stable credit. Let's say, for example, you've been credit card shopping or auto loan shopping. If you don't have an account that you're paying a bill on, delete all inquiries, because you don't want to have a bunch of inquiries, because it shows that you're thirsty for credit and you're just running your name out there and showing lenders that you're not stable and you're just thirsty for credit. You don't want to have that. Now, when you do get your report, the first page is, of course, going to have your name and address and your consumer number. It's going to say, thank you for contacting Microbilt on the date that you sent them a letter. We received your requested dated on 10/5/2004, meaning the date that you requested it, via mail, because I sent it via mail, to the P.O. Box for a copy of your consumer report. We searched our databases and have enclosed a copy of your consumer report we currently have on file. If you requested it, the first 5 digits of your social security number have been redacted, meaning they're not going to put all your whole social security number on your report, because let's say mail gets lost, and that means that the person that just stole your mail got a copy of your whole report along with your full social security number. That's the first page. Now, you look at the second page, it says your consumer report right here. And what it's going to show is it's going to show application information, your name, and it's going to show also your address. So what you want to do is on here, if you have multiple names, multi aliases, delete them off there, because again, it shows that you've been running your credit with different vendors and they pulled your information from different sources. So any inaccurate names, any misspellings of names, go ahead and delete it. If you have, like, let's say if you have one of those difficult names, just go ahead and send a copy of your ID so they can have your name on it. For example, if you got anything hyphenated, anything like that, or any like sub names or anything marriage names, you want to get that fixed as well. Because like with these reports, they just pull information from all these different places and just put it in one report, and it's up to you to clean it up. They're also going to have your consumer information. They're going to have a list of all your addresses. So as you can see, your addresses are there. Any addresses that's not of use, go ahead and write a letter, delete all those inaccurate or old addresses. Right here, it says credit solution. Basically, under credit solution is going to show a list of bad loans, which I don't have none, last loan dates, loan collections, loan current, loans discharged, past loan balances, loans written off. It's going to show a list of inquiries for the past 24 hours, inquiries for the past 30 days, 7 days, 20 days, 30 days, 7 days, the lenders, the inquiries, recent lenders, and recent inquiries. It's also going to show loan details. As you can see, it says loan details here. So if you have any loans, for example, I have Kovo Credit, as you can see here. Kovo Credit right there. It says current and then Kovo Credit right there. So I have a loan with Kovo Credit because Kovo is one of the lenders that's helping you build credit. So I have a list of all your loans, the amount, and the status, and the date that the loan got taken out. Right here, it says consumer stability. As you can see here, it says consumer stability. And basically what that means is how many last names you have, how many phone numbers you have, how many work phones you have, how many zip codes is associated with your address, and how many bank accounts that you have. And if they in collections like 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, meaning that if you're 30 days late, 15 days late, 60 days late, or 90 days late. That's what they collect your banking information. Then let's go to, unfortunately my report is only 2 pages, but if you're a California resident, you have your California Consumer Credit Reporting Agencies Act, basically saying that how you have rights under a certain civil code that says that you have the right to have inaccurate information. So let me go ahead and read this for my California residents. It says you have the right to obtain a copy of your credit file from a consumer reporting agency. You may be charged a reasonable fee not exceeding $8, which this report is free. There is no fee. However, if you have been turned down for credit, employment, insurance, or a rental dwelling because of information in your credit report within the preceding 60 days, the Consumer Credit Reporting Agency must provide someone to help you interpret the information in your credit file. That's just a glance at it. Also, my favorite part is a summary of your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. When you think of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you think of just the big three, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. But unfortunately, the Fair Credit Reporting Act is for all agencies that's collecting your information. So Risk Solutions, Microbilt, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, Medical, MIB, the Medical Information Board, and over 500 other bureaus. You have a right to have those reports if you know how to obtain them. I'm going to give you as much information as possible. As I get reports, I share them with you guys. But under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have a right to dispute any information that's inaccurate on your report. Now, let's look at the Microbilt Consumer dispute form. When you get your first report, they're going to send you this form so you can dispute it. What I recommend is that you make a copy of this, at least 2 or 3 copies, so just in case when you're in the disputing process, you can go ahead and continually making disputes as you delete information off the report. So what they're going to ask you on this consumer dispute form is your name, your middle name, address, of course if you're a junior, senior, third, etc., maiden's name, driver's license number, your social security number, current address, home and cell phone number, previous addresses so they can look up your report, of course. And they're going to ask you what items do you believe are inaccurate, why do you believe the items are inaccurate, what do you believe is the accurate information. And then it says, please provide any other details or attached documentation you feel may be helpful in our investigation, your signature and date, and then the address to send this back to. If you want to send this information back certified mail, you can, so you can have record that they received it, or you can just send regular mail just with a stamp. Then it's going to give you a disclaimer on the dispute. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. It says, "Dear consumer, if you do not recognize the name of the company that requested your consumer report from Microbilt, or do not recognize information on your consumer report, or believe an item, inquiry, or information on your consumer report may be inaccurate, you may submit a dispute to Microbilt for investigation. You will not be charged a fee for this process." It says, to dispute an item on your consumer report, you may complete and sign the attached consumer dispute form and return it via U.S. mail or call us toll-free at the below number. Our form is offered as a convenience to you, though you do not have to use it to submit your dispute, as long as you provide sufficient information and documentation to us to confirm your identity, understand the details of your dispute, and adequately investigate the process of your dispute. So it give you your information, give you the information here to contact them there. As you can see, name, address, phone number, and the hours there. Now it says they want to verify your identity. So of course you want to send your name, your birthday, address, social security number, so they can pull up your report. But when you send them when you put your consumer report case number, which mine is here, as you can see, consumer number right there, they can look up your report easily by putting that case number. So when you fill out your dispute, make sure you put your case number. If you're either going to use this form, or either going to handwrite it or type it, I like to type my letters, make sure you put your case number on there so they can pull up your report more easily, so they can get right directly to your report and then delete inaccurate information. I'm here again. I'm gonna drop more jewels, so stay tuned. Go ahead and like and subscribe on the page.